Jackson White, Special Teams Coordinator, Marshall University.
All right, Coach White. Well, it makes me feel ancient. I feel like we were just sitting down doing this with you being a player, but now you're back as a coordinator. What's it like to return to Marshall and help coach up your alma mater?
It's pretty surreal getting back with the guys, and a lot of the guys that were on last year's team and I played with. Right, so I'm kind of just missed the guys that are currently here, but it's pretty cool to be back and being able to coach these guys that I know what they're going through, right, and that they're alma mater. That's a special place and a winning culture, and it's pretty cool to be back.
How's Huntington changed in the time since you've been back? Or has
It's changed a lot in a good way. I mean, it's been. Downtown's been cleaned up, and but the same thing about Huntington. The people are the same. Great people, amazing culture. Fans are awesome, and love for the herd, love for the football, and that's what I think. Why we win a lot of games here is because of our fans and because of the community and the support that we have. I mean, we've been winning for 40 years because of those guys, those people, and so. I think that's the special part about Marshall.
No, on your teams that you played with for Marshall, special teams was huge. It could be that impact phase of the game that wins 2 to 4 games a year, or conversely could lose 2 to 4 games a year. Yeah. How do you really drive that home with the guys on your special teams units as far as, everybody talks about offense and defense and playmakers, but there's a ton of playmakers on special teams too.
Yeah, I think they just have to understand the importance of one play on special teams can change the entire game. And blocking a punt, you're going to win 80%, 90% of the games, right? You make a field goal last second of the game, decides the entire game. And there's only 35 plays on special teams a game over 6 units. So you're looking at 6 to 7, 8 plays on each unit, but each one of them is just as important. And the importance of doing your job every single play, not knowing if it's going to be the play that's going to change the game. And I think showing the guys different scenarios and different plays that come up in games and that change the outcomes is very important. So they understand that we have an impact on special teams, and being here for all those years of great special teams under Coach Holliday and showing those plays at Jaquan Yulee knocking out at NC State, it was awesome, and Justin Warwasser hitting game-winning field goals and all those plays that happened, and the history of not just special teams and over college football, but special teams at Marshall is huge.
When you look at 2025, several new pieces. I mean, you're gonna have new guys at several of your positions. How exciting is that to see that battle develop and really see, who's gonna step up, who's gonna take the reins on this stuff?
I think it's really exciting. We got obviously 2 freshman kickers, one from Louisiana, one from Ireland. All right, so one's 18, one's 24. So 2 different types of freshmen. All right, see them compete out will be exciting, and seeing our freshman and sophomore long snapper and sophomore punter, we're gonna have a young specialist room, but watching them develop and compete is gonna be awesome. I think we got a really talented room, and I've seen it a lot, especially nowadays with the transfer portal. There's a lot of people that go out and try to find a guy that's done it in a game. Doesn't mean they're better than a guy that's a freshman, right? There's plenty of freshmen. I mean, there was a freshman that went 95% and was a Lou Gross finalist. So all those guys, they have the opportunity to make the same amount of field goals, right? And it's the uprights, no matter where you're at, they don't change, right? The ball, you're playing with the ball. It's the same competition, whether you're a freshman or a senior. And so those guys will have the same opportunities and they'll do a great job.
How in the world, literally, did you all find Morgan Quinn?
Well, actually, Mike Valentine set me up with just a meeting with a couple of these Irish guys that train kickers out in Ireland that are involved with the NFL, and had a Zoom meeting with them probably in the spring, I think it was, just to kind of chat with them, see the future holds with them, and then when we were looking for guys, and just kind of looked all over the place and saw the film of Lorcan. He came over and did some Coles camps, which is a big national kicking ranking camp, and he was the #1 transfer kicker in the country. And I watched his film. Dang, this guy can boot it, and so it's weird because it all happened for a reason. Like at the time when I was talking to the Irish guys, we weren't looking for a transfer kicker, and then all of a sudden now we got to go find one, and there he is. All right, and so it all worked out.
Circumstance beats opportunity. Right?
Yeah.
When you look at Nathan Totten, a guy that I saw when he was really young, and then he progressed through high school, and then he ends up here, and I'm like, this looks like a completely different kid than the freshman that I covered. But what has his progression been like? And like you said, I mean, strong leg. What are the next steps he's got to take in the punting game to become that next great punter at Marshall?
I think he's just got to get more comfortable with it. I mean, he's still kind of new to the whole punting thing, but he is so talented, and just get more consistent with it. I mean, he's got a tremendous upside. I'm really excited to see how he does this season and see how he progresses this summer and in camp, because he has got a massive leg. And so developing him from kicker to punter, he's getting there. And he'll be the next great punter at Marshall, and he's got a chance to be an all-conference, all-American, great guy. I mean, he's got that ability, and he keeps working. He comes in, wants to talk and watch film and shoot jugs and do drills all the time just to get that much better. And that's where the greatest punters and greatest kickers, they come from, is that extra work that they come in after a workout to get a little bit better, and he's got that drive. Right, so that's how I know he'll be really good.
You mentioned young long snappers. Who is in the mix at long snapper, and what have you seen from those guys so far?
Well, we got a transfer long snapper from ODU, Brock Walters. He's done a really good job coming in and stepping in and kind of so one of the older guys. We got a bunch of young guys. And then Gavin McGorian just got in 3 weeks ago with all the other freshmen, and he's been phenomenal. Young, athletic, he'll rip it, and I'm excited to see them compete in the fall.
You mentioned the game against Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
How often do you reference that clip, that play of Justin hitting that kick, you holding it, and how do you stress the importance of, okay, they tried to ice us twice. We executed every single time, whether it was snap. It wasn't just Justin putting it through the uprights. It's 10th situation, snaps perfect, holds perfect, kick perfect, blocking perfect. Like, that's a teaching tool in itself, that clip in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's pretty cool because that clip comes up on Twitter every year, multiple times, for whatever reason. And so it comes across our feed, and it's fun to watch it. I watch it every time. I watch the whole thing. But special teams, we have a saying, one mission, one chance, right? You only get one play, and you don't know. They iced us, but we didn't know if that was going to be it or not, right? So you have to reset every single time that you get out there. If you're too caught up on, you just made the last kick, I'm good, and you're going to miss it. Or I missed the last kick, I got to fix something out, you're going to miss it. And so you just got to go next kick mentality. It's just like golf. I mean, those guys, you get in their head and you shank a ball here, and then you duff one there, and then you miss a putt. You get in your head, and it's a kind of a downward spiral. But the best ones can flip it when they have a bad shot. They miss a kick, they can come back and make the next one, right? Or if you make that kick, it doesn't matter if you just made that kick. You got to come back and make the next one. Same with snapping and holding and all that. It's just that next play mentality. is the most important one.
When you look at the coverage units, return units, ability to flip the field in both aspects, and especially with the aggressive nature of both the offense and defense that's around you at Marshall, how important are both of those units to really make sure that the special teams flips the field and keeps field position as a bonus?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the statistics of winning games, field position is up there with turnover margin and explosive plays. If we can win the battle of field position, pin them deep on punt, and knock them out on kickoff, we're looking really good. And then when we get the opportunity to return a ball on kickoff return, we got to make it count. And it's very important, right? So you have explosive plays on offense and defense. You have plenty of explosive plays on special teams that can flip the game, right? Field position is a huge deal. When you get the ball on the 50-yard line opposed to the minus 20, I mean, you're looking at a difference of 30% touchdown, a differential right there, as opposed to scoring a touchdown every 3 out of every 10 drives. You're scoring a touchdown 5 out of every 10 drives, right? Or 6 out of every 10 drives. So it's a really big deal of field position, and that's our job in special teams is setting up the offense, is setting up the defense. And when we do pin them deep on punt, now we go 3 and out on defense. They have to punt it back. We get a big return across the 50. Now we go score a touchdown, and that's kind of how the game of football works. And if it's done correctly, it's a beautiful thing, right? And so that's our goal, right? When we were able to do those things and play complementary football in all 3 phases, that's when you win a bunch of games.
Who are some of the guys, especially in the return game, whether it be punt return or kick return, that really stood out to you as starting to make their mark, starting to make that jump? Maybe some of them have experience as a punt returner or a kick returner. Maybe some of them are new to it, and they've really jumped out at you.
Well, punt return wise, Ben Turner's been great. Deuce, our young slot receiver, has been a really good addition too. He's got a little ways to go, but he's going to be very impressive. And then kick return game, Boogie Trotter's he's been really impressive watching him out there. Daryl Sweeting's done a good job, and we got a bunch of guys coming in, transfers, right, at running back position that we'll see how they do. But I'm excited with our kickoff return game and our punt return game that those guys will go hit it and make smart decisions. That's the main thing that I tell those guys. Like we want to hit home runs. We just don't want to hit a double. Right, so we got to make smart decisions and return it in the correct situation. We're not, if we're backing up in the 5 deep, we're not going to take it out, but we're going to be an aggressive kickoff return team. Right, if we can catch the ball moving forward, we're -2. Let's go. Let's take it out. Right, but we want to be able to hit home runs on this stuff, and so that's the key point to all this. Right, you got to be able to know where you're at on the field, how high the ball is out there, and how long it's up there for, and whether we take it out or not. But I'm very excited with those guys and the other guys that are coming in. We'll see how they do in the fall.
I know that when you're a player, your dad had a huge influence on everything for you. Well, now, how has that grown? How has that dynamic kind of worked with just picking brains and things like that?
Well, I mean, he came to spring practice to watch us for his spring break, and we'd watch film together, and he'd give me tips on drills and techniques and all that stuff. And but a lot of it's just been kind of helping me out off the field, and what to expect and recruiting and all this stuff in the off season, because it's a different grind. During the season, I mean, we talk about different drills and schemes, and I've talked to him about different things that we've done at NC State and here, and we kind of go back and forth and kind of just pick each other's brain and try to be the best coach that we can be. And the one thing I'll take from him is he has his players over all the time and cooks for them, and that, when growing up with that, seeing that, it's big, right? So I'm actually having the guys over on Thursday cooking out for them, and so it'll be fun. Having about 20 guys over.